Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be testing to see if there's any difference in cooling between a computer case with 1 fan and a computer case with 6 fans. So, I hope you find this video useful and let's get started. Also, if you'd like to skip the whole video and just get straight to where I compare side by side the temperatures, skip to this time right here. Okay, so now that we're on the computer here, there's a couple things we have to do before we can take the computer apart and put the components in the new case. First, we have to check the temperatures while doing a few different things so we can compare them before and after. So, to do that, I'm going to use something called Open Hardware Monitor. Full screen. So this program shows you a whole bunch of technical stuff, which you don't really need to know all of it. The most important thing that we're going to be looking at is the temperatures of the CPU. So that's all these right here. And we're also going to be looking at my graphics card, which happens to be a GTX 660 Ti. So we're going to be looking at the temperatures for that as well. Okay, so I'm going to just do some basic web browsing on Google. Okay, so now that I've done a little bit of web browsing, like watching some YouTube videos, like this awesome one right here, which you should totally check out. Yeah, definitely check it out. So let's check Open Hardware Monitor. Okay, so wow, that's actually a lot higher than it normally is. Okay, so 48 is our highest here. One thing I like about this program is that it records the maximum value and the constant value, like the value that it is right now. So the maximum value it reached was 38 for the GPU and 48 for the CPU. Right now they're idling at about 30 to 37. I'm not sure why they're this high. This morning they were idling at 22. Close that. So now we'll go into Premiere Pro and we'll try exporting a video and see how high the temperature gets for that. Guess we will just put some footage in here, any random footage. Skiing footage. I never did actually make a video on that. I recorded all this footage when I was skiing last year. Never used any of it. Somewhere in here there's a really good clip of people wiping out, just rolling down the hill. I have no idea where. Okay, so let's pretend that my video is the first, we'll say 5 minutes of this, just so it doesn't finish immediately. Ripple delete. Okay. Output. Input. And, what's the shortcut? Is it Control M? I can never remember. It is Control M. Okay, so we're going to export this. Guess we'll just do all the default settings, because why not? Export. Okay, so while that is encoding, let's watch these CPU and GPU temperatures. Now there's obviously no graphics accelerated effect, GPU accelerated effects in this video that we're exporting because it's just skiing. So the GPU temperature shouldn't change, but the CPU should, and it already is. It's gone up by like 20 degrees. Okay, so now we've skipped ahead. Okay, so now we've skipped ahead to the end of the exporting, and as you can see by the values in Open Hardware Monitor, the GPU temperature did not change at all, but the CPU temperatures did change, and they rose to just under 70 degrees. Okay, so now let's do some gaming real quick, like just Fortnite, just to get another gauge of temperatures. Okay, so let's just play some solo here. Fair warning ahead of time, I am terrible at Fortnite. Yes, I was the first person to thank the bus driver. Yay! Okay, so I apologize for the footage of Fortnite being terrible. I just got OBS Studio to try out, and I've tried adjusting the settings 3 times to get it to work with Fortnite, with no success yet. So hopefully I figure it out soon. But the GPU temperatures stay between 60 and 61 for Fortnite, and the CPU temperatures range from 57 to 63. Okay, so the next step is to move all the components from this case right here into this case. Hello, Mittens. Hi. Okay, so I'm not going to show you that whole process because it'll be extremely boring, but before I cut ahead to it being done and you get to skip, like, I don't even know how much work, I want to show you what you shouldn't do with your cable management. Okay? Your cable management should never look like this. Okay? I'm bad. Don't do it. Because if one of these cables over here, one of these loose SATA cables, which should be connected to that drive but isn't for some reason, fell into here, and that caused my CPU temperatures to go to 100 degrees. So don't do it. Use better cable management. Okay. Now you're going to miss out on a whole bunch of work. Lucky you. And we're going to skip ahead to when I have all these components in here. Okay. Oh. Moment of truth. Turn that on. And oh, that's a good sign. Yes, I didn't break anything. Yay! Okay, so now that we have the components installed in the new computer case, it's time to test a few different things so that we can compare the temperatures of before and after of a case with one fan versus a case with 6 fans. So first we'll do some just web browsing, so like watching some YouTube videos, like this awesome video right here, which you should totally check out. Okay, so they're idling near 33 to 37 degrees with web browsing, which is about the same as before, I think. I don't know. When I'm editing it, I'll put both of them right side by side, but I'm pretty sure that is exactly the same as it was before. So far, no difference between a case with one fan and a case with 6 fans. So I guess next we will try Fortnite. Okay, so looks like we're at 60 degrees Celsius for Fortnite, which I actually don't remember what it was at before. I think that's similar. It might be a little bit cooler. I don't know. I'll put it up on the screen what it was before and what it is now. Okay, so now all that's left to test is exporting/encoding something in Premiere Pro. So let's do that next. Okay, so I'm going to leave all the settings exactly the same. Export. Okay, so let's keep an eye on the temperatures, and once again, I'll put up on the screen a direct side-by-side comparison. After comparing the temperatures side by side, it's very interesting to see that they're actually almost identical, and the case with 6 fans is actually not that much better than the case with 1 fan. In fact, for the video encoding, it was actually worse. But I'd also like to say that the 64 degrees on the GPU for the video encoding actually wasn't 64, it was 40. I just forgot to reset it from the previous test, but the CPU temperatures were accurate. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it useful and interesting, and if you did, please give this video a like, check out my other videos, and consider subscribing. What? Okay, that's weird. Oh dear. Okay, you know what? None of my other files is opening right now because this is an older version of Premiere Pro than it was last time I used it. So, yeah.